Good morning, I'm Dilip Thakur, editor of Education World.
Good morning, I'm Sumia Yasmin, managing editor.
In this COVID-19 era issue of Education World, we have stuck to our regular schedule and published the ranking of India's top 300 universities, divided into private, public and
private
B schools. We have decided to make this division because of late private universities have captured the imagination of the middle class, the aspirational middle class. New universities such as Jindal, Ashoka and others are getting like a huge number of applications for every vacancy. And simultaneously, of course, it's very important that we don't leave government universities out.
An estimated 32% of the youth in Indian higher education are enrolled in government universities. And as you know, India's state universities have hundreds of affiliated colleges. For instance, Mumbai University has over 800 affiliated colleges.
Yes, and Bangalore has about 500-600.
Yes, so what we've done is we've ranked public universities separately and private universities separately. How was this ranking done? As usual, we called in our expert opinion poll and market research firm Center for Forecasting and Research to interview over 4,000 final year university students, industry representatives and university faculty. They have ranked India's top 300 universities.
On 10 different parameters of higher education excellence, such as teacher competence,
research and innovation, which has been given a very high weightage of almost 300, infrastructure, competence of faculty, curriculum and pedagogy. So
10 such parameters under which all the respondents award a score of 1 to 300, and then we add up the scores and rank the universities interstate in each category.
Yes.
Private with private, public with public, and B schools, private B schools. We left out the IIMs and government schools because they always top the
and anyway
rankings.
They admit only not more than 5 to 10,000 of the almost 1 million students who write the CAT.
Yes, exactly. So the real rush and competition is to get into private B schools.
Yes.
And it's also pertinent, this is a continuation of the previous month's higher education rankings, where we ranked colleges as opposed to universities in this issue, divided into
private, autonomous and non-autonomous colleges. And we also ranked India's top 100 private engineering colleges.
That was our April issue.
So with this issue, we've completed our annual Education World India Higher Education Rankings 2020-21.
And I think it's important to say that this type of elaborate, detailed, separated, making sure that apples are not ranked with oranges, kind of ranking never been done in India before.
Yes.
This is because Education World is wrongly often perceived as a school-focused education magazine, which we are not. We are as interested in higher education as we are in early childhood education, K-12 education and higher education. You have to
Skills education.
Sorry?
Skills education is also an important focus area in which we write a lot about in Education World.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The idea is that none of them are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
If India is ever to become a developed nation, we have to excel in all these sectors of education.
Yes, and also very importantly, I think we'd like to take this opportunity in the May issue of Education World, in our education news sections, which we've reported from various states including Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. We've reported on this fees debate. Most of these state governments have passed fee deferment circulars directing private school managements not to collect school fees during the time of lockdown, and they many complications and permutations different state governments have passed. I think we'd like to take this opportunity to advise parents that let the matter of paying contractual fees be a matter between parents and school managements. Do not involve government and courts into this and messy and muddy the already over-regulated waters of K-12 education.
Exactly. And it's very important to also bear in mind that about almost 50% of all children in school go to private schools. And therefore, it's dangerous to interfere with the finances, because they're all dependent on school fees to keep going, and they have high fixed overheads, salaries to pay even during the COVID lockdown. So this is a very dangerous development, and we urge, as you say, rightly say, parents not to be foolish about this and endanger the schools which are educating their own children.
Yes, I mean, the interest of your child is paramount, and we urge you to solve any issues you have with your schools bilaterally, and do not involve courts and government into this and muddy the waters. Okay, thank
Thank you very much.